Hi guys, it's Jake at Canadian Cutting Edge. The mail lady just came by and we've got a fairly heavy package. There's multiple things in here from GearBest. We're going to check out what we got today. Stick around. I've got my Staedtman A-01A. And he's going to help me open this knife. These knives, this package. Oh yes, I got lots here. We've got, let's start with a WhyStart. Why not start with a WhyStart? Why not? So I will. So this is the sibling to the LK 5011. I think this is the 5010. They don't have the model number on it. This one, I'm happy to say, actually has WhyStart's name on it. It's a slightly upswept blade, all belly. Maybe you can call a tiny bit on the end here flat. Titanium handle skills, lock bar insert, flipper. So we've got titanium in sort of a steel satiny kind of, well, a titanium color. And satin blade, flat grind. Cool little swedge at the top here. I like this knife. I like this knife a fair bit better than the Tanto version of the same knife. You'll be getting a review of this guy fairly soon, I hope. We'll see. I've got so many knives and I've got a little bit of a backlog here. So that's the first one from WhyStart, and I'll reach inside. And we've got a Ganzo Firebird. This is the F708. F is the new series that started coming out in 2017. And what do we got here? Oh, this is cool. I had for a while the G708. So there was an older version of this knife. So we've got, the hole in there that the pivot runs around. Made by Ganzo, 440C, nice jimping up top here. A very fine, but very grippy kind of jimping up there. Flat grind. Fills the hand pretty nice. We'll see how good this pivot is and do a review of this guy fairly soon. Reaching inside the package again. What do we got next? Something big. I can't even see what it says. The back is just almost blank. HX Outdoors. That's nice. I like HX Outdoors. We've got a fixed blade here. Now let's see what they sent us. I was curious about this. It's supposed to be like a diving knife, is what it's intended to be used for, I think. But I think this guy would make a great throwing knife. We've got some jimping on the sides here. I like the coloring, So it's got a black coating, and then we've got satin, black on the edges. It's a dagger style. Just got a low-cost kind of polyester sheath with Velcro. Stick that in there. I forget what kind of steel this is made of. And I think the last thing in here, yes, that is the last thing. It's also HX Outdoors. Nice chunky piece of steel in here. It's a very heavy handle. Actually feels pretty good. This is a fairly unique knife. This would be one of those, I'm not sure what I would classify it as. What would you classify a knife like this as? So we've got serrated edge up here that you can actually cut with. It's nothing sharp here. Tanto, a recurve Tanto. Both edges here have a recurve. And then we've got a round cutting surface here. This is the D167B. And when I saw this, I kind of figured, you know what? That looks cool. And for, 18, 16, 17-year-old guys going to think this is really cool. And I've got some younger people watching the channel, and I'm trying not to be a one-track kind of reviewer where I'm reviewing just the same stuff over and over and over again. I like to review all kinds of things. And so we've got this thing. This is 440C steel. They're saying it's titanium coated. And it is a fairly chunky knife, a fair bit of weight to it. And it's a version of Kydex. It's a little bit free. I can always heat it up and bend it in a little bit myself. That's the joy of Kydex. And hopefully this stuff can do the same thing. Seems to be, fairly budget kind of clip. But I can always grab one of the clips off of a different knife later on if this doesn't seem to hold very well. We'll find out when we actually test it. One thing I really do like on this knife is the handle. That handle really suits my hand quite well. And we'll be reviewing this sometime soon. So there we go. Another Christmas unpacking in September of some knives from GearBest. All right, it's a couple hours later now, and the DHL guy came by, and I've got my San Remu 7089 all steel version of that knife. Well, except for the back spacer is kind of a G10 plastic kind of thing. And we're going to open this box, and I already know this is from NextTorch, which is the lead company from that one group that also has Tekut in it. So I think I've got a couple Tekut knives in here and probably some flashlights. Let's take a look. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, this is the K3T, 215 lumens, I think it says there. Yep. K3T, it's sort of a pen kind of flashlight. We'll open that up in a minute. We've got the production version of the Tekut Tough. And they gave me a Velcro patch. Thanks, guys. We've got the production version of the Tiburon. And I think just one more thing in here. We've got the E51, which is 1,000 lumens as well. So let's take a look at the last thing first, right? And inside we have the light, a battery, a lanyard, and a USB cable for charging it. We have all the paperwork, instructions and stuff, and a couple extra O-rings. All right, let's get this battery in here. Put there. Oh, that is a bright light. It's got different 3 main lights intensities, I'm sure. And I'm not going to shine it right at the camera. So there you go. And I'm sure there's more details to this, and we're going to take a good look at that at a future video. And keep those things to the side. The K3T is another new light coming out. There's no separate battery. I wonder if there's a battery installed. Yes, the battery's already installed. Certainly got the hard intensity light. Let's see. I don't know. I'll have to check the instructions and things. It might just have the 1 intensity. So it's a nice, oh wait, it's got a something to turn this. There's a TD with arrows right there. And so you turn it and it changes the intensity from brightest. And if you turn it far enough, you take it apart. And it's got AAA batteries. Whew, that's a bright light. And turn that off. It's a nice pen light, fits in your pocket. Of course, I don't usually wear these with t-shirts like this, but it fits in a pocket. Let's take a look at these knives. I just love their packaging, don't you? It's totally novel. Nobody else packs knives like this. It's just cool and it's just great. So what you have to do is cut the tape at the bottom, because there's a couple little stickers that are holding this purple to the clear plastic. And once that's done, you can pull it off. Bottom cap comes off, and you just take it down. Very easy to deal with. Very easy to take the knife out, and then it just sits in there, and just pop it loose. And there you go. Let's use the tough to open this one. Take the safety cap off of it. And yes, the big difference is this has got a bead blasted finish on it, which looks quite different. It almost looks like a coating, but they told me it was a bead blast. They called it sanding. And then when I wrote them back and asked them what that was, and they meant that they were spraying sand at it. So it's like a sand blast kind of finish instead of a bead blast. I guess it's called sand blast. Now it is a stainless steel, Sandvik 12C27. The pivot feels quite nice. The detent actually feels better on this production version, if memory serves. But I will let you know for sure when I do the video on this, and I will record a video soon comparing this one to the other one. I have to record the tough one very soon, because the other winner on the giveaway that I did, not the giveaway, the raffle that I did, his prize was the pre-production tough, is what I said that I would send to him. He's never owned a pre-production knife, and he's a recent immigrant to Canada. And where he comes from, he didn't have a lot of ability to have a lot of different knives, I'm assuming, because he was saying that he didn't have a number of different kinds of knives. This was going to be his first flipper, his first pre-production, and some other things. So hopefully he's really going to like that tough, the pre-production version. And I'm going to sharpen it up nicely on my sharpening system first. And Roman, I'm going to send it off to you ASAP. So there we go. We got 2 knives. We've got 2 flashlights. Well, I thought that package would be the end, but it's not. And I'm not sure who it's from, but it says customs on it. So it came through from some other country. Where does it say where it came from? Oh, this came from Zelric. You guys know Zelric. He's got a knife channel. I really like Zelric an awful lot. And I bought a knife off of him. And it just arrived. And this is what I bought. Zelric sometimes does his knife sales. And you pay him through PayPal. And he will send you stuff. Now, he doesn't prefer to send things to Canadians unless he's dealt with you before. So what I would do if I was a Canadian and I wanted to buy one of his knives, first get familiar with him, email him, chat with him, become, a friend of his. And, oh, that's just a little bit of mark from skin on there. And then he'll be willing to sell to you, and he'll ship to USA or to some Canadians, but I'm not guaranteeing it. That's between you and him. But he does knife sales every once in a while of nicer knives. This is a Code 4 from Cold Steel, but it's got a really nice mirror finish on it. Kind of finish that I'm almost ready to make with my equipment, my TS Prof. I don't quite have all the right stones. I've got up to 1,000 grit, which gets to a sort of a near mirror finish. I need to get some even finer stones and things, and I'll be able to get an even better finish on them. So this is the last thing. This is a really nice thin carry. This is a triad backlock, strong, rock solid knife. It's got CTS XHP steel. And so this is the kind of knife that's just excellent for somebody who needs a nice, light, but rock solid and substantial self-protection kind of knife. This will do that for you, and it doesn't take up a lot of space because it's nice and thin, and yet you've got a big knife. It comes with a spare clip for the right and left because the clip kind of curves. So thank you so much, Zelric, for selling this to me. And you asked a fair price for it, and that's why I got it. So that's all I'm going to do for this video for today. I'm not going to add anything else. This was long enough. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Thanks for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. And remember to always cut towards your chum and not your thumb.